Hi, you guys. It's Rosemary, Craft with Ro. How are you? I am here pre-recording. You don't get to see my ugly mug. I'm having a bad hair day, guys, so you get my hands. Today we are getting together to do our holiday virtual craft along. That included this double page layout. We got 2 pages here that we are going to recreate for you, step by step, and you should have received everything that you need to create with this. I do have a few kits extra if you are interested in purchasing the class along with the card class that coordinates, or you can just purchase the tutorial. They're all available at this point. So let's get crafting. I have pre-cut everything. I'm just going to put these off to the side. So these pages are featuring the gingerbread man and the homemade treats. Primarily the gingerbread man, but we have these two go so well together. We have added some accents from the homemade treats as well. I have pretty much stamped everything. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry about that. I have pretty much stamped everything that we need and pre-cut everything. So we should get through this relatively quickly. Now for the virtual challenge, Craft Along challenge, if you did not purchase the add-on, that's okay. You do have to show this background technique if you want points on creating. And it should be created somewhat similar, but just definitely using this background technique that I'm going to share with you. So we're going to do both pages one at a time. And you're going to need a brayer. Actually, 2 brayers makes it a lot easier. We are going to use these 2 inks, our Coastal Cabana and our Pretty in Pink. Now, I did something similar to this in my live with my show and share, my weekly show and share. So it's obviously very similar to that, and I've incorporated it into our virtual class. I've been dying to do this for a really long time. So what I'm going to do is in our it's going to create like a candy ribbon background effect. It really depends on your width and your weight of your ribbon, primarily the width. So we're going to go with our Pretty in Pink, and I'm going to go with the thinner twine, and I just used some twine that I'm not using anymore. And we're just going to ink that up. And I'm going to roll it back and forth on my page here. I think I might need some re-inking here. But the reason why I go up and down is because you're getting that kind of twisty effect with it. If you only go one way, it's not going to give you the benefit of that perfect accent. So we're just going to go all the way along. Not any 2 pages are going to look identical. That's the cool and fun thing about this mixed media technique. I am trying to stay within my worksheet here so I don't get it all over my background. And since I have this color out already, we'll do our other page as well. I love how it really creates that fun ribbon look. Do you remember that candy ribbon? I think I asked that. It's popular, I believe, at Christmas time too. So I just thought this was a perfect idea. Now you can go multiple directions. I'm keeping this all at this one angle. And then, oops, I am going to take our Coastal Cabana. Those are the two primary colors that I used here. And I'm going to use the wider ribbon. Now, I should have really thought about this because this is the Pretty in Pink ribbon and it is already sold out. But again, I have a couple pieces left that I can create a couple more worksheets on here. All right, so now I'm going to flip this because I want it to come out at a different angle. And I'm going to really ink up this ribbon. And we are going to go now. The thicker the ribbon, obviously, the more you need to absorb in color. And I honestly think that all of these need to be re-inked. But you are getting the gist of this. Creating that fun background look. Right? How cool is that? I'm going to go just a little bit over. There we go. And then I'll bring over the other page. Again, I'm going to flip it so my lines are going at a different angle. I actually considered re-inking it before I started this, but then it might not be the same color tone as my other page. So I obviously want them to really match well. Almost done. And I think, go right there, and a little bit right there. I think I'm going to hit this corner right here a little bit. All right, so now we have our single page. And we are going to recreate this page right here. Like I said, I have pre-cut pretty much everything. And I'm going to go with a ribbon across the center of this page. And now that I'm done, I'm going to grab my Versamat with my cool measurements so I can be straight. And we are going to cut this to be 12 inches long. And I typically go just a little bit longer, and I can either trim or cut right along the, or adhere right along the back. I do not know. I had the same, there it goes. I had the same problem when I was doing my cards. I'm going to try the liquid, but that's not my preference on ribbon anyway. I'm fortunate that on this particular page, not a lot of the ribbon shows through. And we are going right in the center at 6 inches. We'll trim off that excess after. And then we can start building, and I'm going to just start putting our mats on. So I'm going to be going with the 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 there for a 4 by 6 photo, and a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 there. We are going to line this up just about a 1/2 inch and approximately 1 inch down from the top. All right, guys, why is this not working for me? It's literally a brand new roll. There we go. No, we don't. All right, I'm sticking to the liquid glue. And I'm going to look up a video on what I'm doing wrong on using the Stampin' Seal. All right, so we're going to go down about 1 inch, and it's about a 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch from the right side. And this is going to be about a 1/4 inch over. And it's going to be about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. All right, so we have our 2 photo mats here, and then I have a journal box that I'm putting right here, and this is 4 inches by, I think, 3 3/4. But those that have purchased the kit and have the PDF, all those measurements can be confirmed on that tutorial. So we're lining it up so it comes just as it is on the bottom here, and then this is slightly a bit shorter than the photo mat. So this is 4 1/4, this is 4. All right, so now we can start decorating and putting our other pieces together. Unlike the card, I did the pre-stickling here, so everything is dry, and we can continue to move right on. Not waiting for the items to dry. All right, so these are going to be our journaling lines right here. let's get our mitt. So this is stamped Pretty in Pink on Pretty in Pink. Our adorable little glove mitt. Get these lined up here. So what I thought was really fun about this page is that it can, oops, I got a little candy cane in there. You can use it as, that is why, sorry guys, it's going to drive me crazy. I have to get this straight. Put a recipe in here of your, maybe it's your favorite gingerbread man cookies, or pictures of you baking. I know I did a page layout last year, maybe 2 years ago, gosh. And it was baking with our grandchildren. It was so much fun that day. They had a riot. We had a mess, but they had a riot. So we're going to stamp this from the kitchen of. I'm going to put that right there. And then we can add our journaling lines. And I'm not going to put adhesive over here because I want to be able to tuck my photo right on here. So we're only going to be putting the liquid glue on the one side. Now, I think I made my journaling strips a little bit thinner than yours, but honestly, it's really whatever you want. You do have the cardstock if you purchase the kit. And these are for the other page. Here we go. And there was one more, I just had it. Oh, it's right here. Blending right in. And we have our little baking sheet cookie dough cut out. I obviously didn't do a good job of cutting this, and I don't like this excess white trim. Does anybody else do this? I will often just trim what I don't want on there. So this is from the Homemade Treats bundle. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to overlap right on that journaling line. And then how cute, it's a little rolling pin. And I think I'm going to put some tiny dimensionals on here. Then we'll pop it up. Give it a little bit of dimension. All right, and next we have our little gingerbread man. And we do have to do some embossing on here. So I have the base of the gingerbread man. Um, but there are so many different other accents for his face. So I'm going to be, actually, I'm going to do where he's winking. Right? So I'm going to put these upside down because I'm going to try to get this all on one stamp set. Or a stamping block, sorry. And then we have two little buttons here. And I think that's a good setup for it. And then we're going to put on his frosting pants or belts, whatever we want to call it, just like that. All right, so I'm going to pull this one block now that I have it perfectly situated. I didn't have it perfectly situated, but we will now, because you got to put these on upside down, duh. I did it for the face. And these photopolymer do not like my acrylic nails. They love to stick to them. But just a little patience. All right, so we got the face there. Perfect. Add some Versamark. Get that nicely lined up. And grab our white powder. I'm going to lose these little gumdrops. I'm moving them out of the way. I know I'm going to. I want a nice little coat there of powder. Move that out of the way. Move that out of the way. Grab our heat gun. Watch the magic happen. It'll get a lot shinier, but keep it moving because you never want your embossing powder to burn. And it does burn. There we go. Now we just got his face to do. And we're good. That's it. Right? So now we can add him right along the side here. And I just want to make sure I don't want to cover up too much of this photo, but we're going to be covering up some of it. And we want to just make sure that I'm only putting glue on this half because I want to be able to tuck my photo underneath. Once I put my photos in, I can go back and definitely add more adhesive. So I want to go right about there. That's perfect. Allows me to tuck right in. And now I'm going to take my little icing bag. How cute, right? He's so cute. All these little pieces are so cute. And then we have his hat. And in your kit, you all got a bottle, unless you ordered extra, of the diamond stickles. I included that in your kit. We're going to put that right there. Gotta have that bling going. And then we're going to be doing a little, nope, I already stamped it. It's the beginning to taste a lot like Christmas. It's beginning to taste like Christmas. I should write in there a lot. I like that. And this is from the wood grain paper pack that is still available. It's in our annual catalog. I love that textured grain paper. It's really just a nice accent on everything. So we're going to place this right about, I think I'm going to go right about here. Kind of center it between here. And then we're going to add, look at these cute little Santa hats. Again, this is from the, why can't I never remember this name? Handmade, homemade treats, right? So you get these little Santa hats. You get these little candy canes, right? How cute are these? Look at these little gingerbread men, right? Adorable. So we're going to decorate and use these as some accent pieces. And a little popping up with our mini dimensionals. And we have all our little accent pieces down here. I think we just have to add our embellishments. And then we're on to the next page already. So we're going to go with some of the pink. Right? Perfect there. And I think I want to put a couple up here, and I'm going to go more with the green. Oops. Get back here. Get back here. All right. That is page 1. We're just going to trim this excess off. And we will pick up on page 2. Our second page. Oh, I just had a candy cane go flying. And you knew me, I would have been like, where'd that go? I know I had them. All right, so page 2 layout. We're going to be set up for, I believe, 3 photos. Move that out of the way. And again, you received all your accent pieces right here. Looks like I am shy one photo mat, so we're going to grab that. All right, so we have two photo mats, 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and one at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So for me, before I go set up the rest of this page, right, I want to make sure, because we're going to be adding all this additional ribbon on here. So I want to get these in place first. And this is going to come down because we're going to stamp right here. I know, we're stamping on a page layout. And then these are going to go up here. So I want one approximately there. This guy's going to come down just a little more. And this is going to go right there. But for my purposes, I need really to know where this one's going to go. I'm going to add this on right now. And this is going to come over just about 1/4 of an inch. And then we are going to measure this down to 12 inches, the full width. We're not done with that, but we're not, that's going to line up just like that, so that we have enough. Yep. Exactly why I didn't put these down. I want to make sure that I didn't bring this over too far to the left. And add our glue. And like the other one, this liquid glue ended up drying pretty clear and you can't really see it, so I'm kind of glad. But I usually use dry adhesive on my ribbon accent. Keep that straight down. There we go. And then I, coming down just a bit, this is going to get lined up right to here and come down over to the side there. Kind of creating like a display or window display. So believe it or not, there is a front and back, and that's what I'm checking. I want the pretty stitching up front. And I am going to try to slightly tuck this under. That's what I did not want to happen, but sometimes you just need to leave well enough be, right? This has got like a little snag in it, but it kind of looks cute. I'm going to leave it. And then we're going to bring this down. To just about, I think this is about 1 inch over. One and a quarter inches.